It's finally signing day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Arthur Van Ness, lead recruiting analyst at 247 Sports. This is the #1 show for high school recruiting. We have the best coverage of signing day. I'm here reporting live at the 247 Sports studios in Nashville, Tennessee. A lot of subscribers to the Reason Sports Network YouTube channel will be shown today. Matter of fact, every player mentioned today is a subscriber to the channel. I'm excited to introduce you all to the future of college football. I will be joined by my colleague, Reezy Reason, throughout this broadcast. Reezy's currently in Los Angeles, California, preparing for the 2021 NFL Draft, but he saw a lot of these high schoolers play last fall. He watches a lot of high school films, so we will have some insight on a lot of these guys. This time of the year is extremely exciting for the high school football and college football world. Many young men will see their dreams come true. They will have to make one of the most important decisions of their life at this point. There will be some tough phone calls to coaches that recruited them but missed, and there will be some exciting phone calls to coaches that successfully recruited them. A lot of players that will be highly recruited with stars will fail to live up to the hype, but others will meet expectations. There will be also under-recruited players that surpass expectations. It goes to show you that stars won't matter when the games are played. I'm excited to see the future of college football, but it all starts today. Signing Day 3021. Four-star quarterback Riley Brown out of St. Xavier High School in Ohio just ended up committing to Cincinnati. He's going to be staying home and playing for the Bearcats. Every time there was a big game for St. X, Riley Brown showed out. Reezy, what do you like about him?
Every single time you watch St. X in a big game, Riley Brown showed out. He might have the best touch in all of high school football. Cut the huddle tape on. Ball placement elite. Accuracy elite. One of the smartest players on the field. He's like having another coach on the football field. Doesn't have the strongest arm, but it's definitely good enough for the college level. Riley Brown's going to the Big 12.
Here are some 3-star wide receiver prospects that I like that just ended up signing. 3-star wide receiver Dante Scott from Starkville stays home and commits to Mississippi State. 3-star wide receiver Tristan Hall from Edna Carr in New Orleans, Louisiana commits to Ohio State. 3-star wide receiver Kobe Jacobs from DeSmet Jesuit in St. Louis, Missouri ends up committing to Mizzou. 3-star wide receiver Kay Mary from Newman in New Orleans, Louisiana ends up staying home and commits to LSU. 3-star wide receiver Egypt Jones from Seguro in Arizona stays home and commits to Arizona State. 3-star wide receiver Maury Hill from Miami Central commits to Houston. Micah Chumbley from Skyline commits to Washington, stays in his home state. 3-star wide receiver Avery Fields from Cherry Creek ends up committing to Oklahoma State. Jalen Richard from John Curtis ends up committing to LSU. A lot of Louisiana kids staying home. Marvin Stewart from Dutch Fork stays home and goes to South Carolina. Belvedere Cushmore from Springfield Central commits to Boston College, stays in his home state as well.
A lot of talented receivers, Arthur, and I'm excited to see them play at the college level. Some news coming out of the state of Maryland though. 3-star running back Daquan Griffin from Damascus High School has officially signed with Temple. Also, 4-star quarterback Debo Moten from Lake Travis High School in Austin, Texas has officially committed to Texas. And if you didn't know, Lake Travis High School is the same school that Baker Mayfield and Garrett Wilson attended. Arthur, what do you think about Debo Moten? I've seen a lot of his games over the years in person, but you watched a lot of his huddle film.
Yeah, Breezy, I love what I saw from Debo Moten on a week-to-week basis. Showed off that big arm, showed off his speed consistently. A little bit raw as a passer, but I think he could develop as a star if he gets the right coaching at Texas.
Yep, fully agree with you. I think he could develop as a first-round draft pick. Has the arm talent, has the size to make big boy throws from the pocket, and he has the elite speed as a runner that you want in today's NFL quarterback. I like what I'm seeing so far in today's signing day. A lot of guys are staying home in their city. Saw some guys earlier from Starkville stay and play at Mississippi State. Debo plays in Austin, Texas, and he'll be staying in Austin playing for the Longhorns. Arthur is talking with some of his sources right now, getting some information on some of these recruits that are committing, so I'll be taking over the show momentarily. Arthur will join us soon. New tweet from Arthur. Defensive tackles that signed today. 4-star defensive tackle Demetrius Fulton Jr. out of Bixby, Oklahoma commits to Oklahoma. 3-star defensive tackle Walter Vaughn out of Oscar Smith in Virginia commits to North Carolina, and 2-star defensive tackle Zaylin Long from Aledo commits to UTSA. I really like Zaylin Long. When I watch him on film, very athletic, but he's extremely raw. If he gets some good coaching, I think he could develop into a big-time college player. I just got a text from Arthur Van Ness telling me to stay on the lookout. Some news might be coming soon. Wait, hold on. According to Arthur Van Ness, 5-star running back DeJuan Williams from St. Francis Academy has flipped his commitment from Michigan to Maryland. Wow, staying home. This is a trend so far, the 30-21 signing day. A lot of guys are staying home, and he'll be joining that stacked Maryland running back room. This is surprising. I did not expect this. Wow, DeJuan Williams, one of my favorite players in the entire 30-21 class. He has it all as a running back. He'll make you miss, make you look stupid in the open field. If he doesn't make you miss, he'll run you over, make you look stupid. Or you could give it to him on the edge and he'll run by your whole defense, make you look stupid again. Big pickup for the Terps. Arthur's actually about to come back onto the show. I'll get his opinion on DeJuan Williams.
DeJuan Williams, one of my favorites. You know, I love them St. Francis Academy players. Them guys can play some football. I was just shocked that he ended up committing to Maryland because Michigan, they had a good running back. Isaiah King Jr., I think he's projected to go into the first round, and DeJuan Williams could have made an instant impact, but I guess, he wants to go play for his hometown team.
Can't fault anyone playing for their hometown team for sure. Someone is not quite playing for their hometown team, but will be playing for a nearby team is 3-star running back DJ Goodwill out of J. Sarah Catholic High School. J. Sarah is in Southern California, but he'll be playing his college ball in Northern California, the Bay Area, Cal Berkeley. 4-star wide receiver DJ Hicks from Lakeland, Florida has signed with UCF. He won't have to go far, he'll be staying in Central Florida, playing his college ball in the Big 12. 4-star quarterback DJ Jackson Jr., Malik Creek, he'll be playing his college ball at North Carolina. He's staying in the same state, but he won't exactly be playing home because Charlotte and Chapel Hill are two different places, but it's a theme going on. A lot of guys are staying home. Here's some notable edge rushers that are participating in signing day today. 5-star defensive end Stan Amory from Mater Dei. He's already enrolled at USC, but he's participating in the signing day ceremony at Mater Dei today. 4-star Glenn Novak from Corona Centennial commits to UCLA. 4-star Steve Harris from De La Salle commits to Tennessee. 3-star Jimmy Johns from Wayne commits to Penn State. 3-star Will Shaw from St. Francis Academy commits to Michigan. 2-star Tyrell Murphy commits to Vanderbilt. 2-star Kettner Nicholson from Moeller commits to Cincinnati. Another guy staying home, staying in the city of Cincinnati. I really wanted to focus on the number 1 edge rusher in this class, 5-star Stan Amory. Stan Amory was initially supposed to be in the class of 30-22, but he had such a great season in 30-20 that he reclassified and now he's the class of 30-21. He already attends USC and from all accounts, he's been dominant at practice. Everyone has been saying that he's been lighting it up and he should have a great freshman season there. Last season, he was the consensus defensive player of the year. He had 38 sacks. He went crazy. Mater Dei was the number 1 defense in high school football and they won the national championship because of this man. Arthur is still working, talking to some of his sources, so until he comes back onto the show, I'll show you guys some of the recruits that have been committing and signing lately. Like 4-star wide receiver Jalen Sanders from St. John Bosco commits to UCLA. Jake Lambert from Bryant commits to Arkansas. Blaze Maverick commits to Washington. Logan Justice commits to Louisville. Javante Cook commits to Tennessee. Ajon Watkins commits to Michigan State. Jordan Carter commits to Georgia. Jake Bain commits to Fresno State. Hayden Lipscomb commits to Alabama. GK Tar commits to LSU. GK Tar is one of my favorite running backs in the nation. Extremely physical, runs over dudes. He's looking to run through you, not trying to run around you. Mekhi Henry commits to Alabama. Lawrence King commits to USC. Will Shamblin commits to Michigan. Jaden King commits to NC State. Lance Strickland commits to Arizona. Timothy Herron Jr. commits to Baylor. Princeton Butler commits to Georgia. Raheem Kareem Jr. is committed to Georgia Tech. Robert Wilkerson is committed to LSU. Ronnie Roberts is committed to Texas A&M. DeAndre Coleman commits to Maryland. Carriel Moore commits to Texas A&M. DeVar Campbell commits to Alabama. Jason Delgado commits to Miami. Mike Young commits to Baylor. Greg Jackson commits to Tennessee. JT Mike commits to Cincinnati. Dan Bryant commits to Maryland. Drew Baker commits to Ohio State. Jamarcus Leggett Jr. commits to Auburn. These are Arthur's favorite safeties to sign today. Can't wait till Arthur gets back on the show. He dropping tweets like he dropping mixtapes. 3-star quarterback Micah Glick, younger brother of Ryan Glick from Deerfield in the Chicago area, has committed to Illinois. Leon Poyer from Grayson is committed to Georgia State. Logan Dart has committed to Ole Miss. Tay Bailey is committed to Ohio State. Dusty Wilson commits to Texas A&M. Xavion Jeffries commits to Clemson. Colton Watson commits to Arkansas. Deshaun Johnson commits to Tennessee. This isn't a strong offensive line class, but we definitely have some good prospects. I really like Deshaun Johnson. He's a 6'8" dancing bear, and I think with the right coaching, he could become an elite prospect, maybe a top 10 pick. He played against Stan Emory in the high school national championship game, and he gave up 2 sacks. But Stan Emory had 38 on the season. Giving up 2 sacks, not that big of a deal. Michael Benson commits to North Texas, one of their first 4-star recruits. Nicholas Snell commits to USF. Dayton Johnson Jr. commits to Arizona. Omar Thornton commits to Ole Miss. Sudeis Baker commits to Pitt. Jalen Johnson commits to South Carolina. Caleb Cook commits to Virginia. Micah Smith commits to Georgia State. Jaysean Banks commits to Louisiana Tech. And Joseph Johnson commits to Howard at HBCU. Jonathan King from Colquitt County High School commits to Georgia. Kayshawn Pride commits to Minnesota. That's crazy. Caleb Murphy commits to Texas Tech. Josh Zanders commits to Penn State. Jason Gaines commits to Georgia Tech. Marcus Davenport commits to Auburn. Jair Williams commits to Alabama. Hudson Mills commits to Indiana.
Thanks for holding it down, Reezy. Had to talk with some of my sources, get some information on some of these guys that were committing and signing today. And like you said earlier, it's a lot of guys that are staying home. It's definitely a theme going on in today's signing day. Normally it's guys going all over the country, but lately it's a lot of guys staying home. It might be some NIL deals or something. 4-star quarterback Ethan Sucher from Bixby High School in Bixby, Oklahoma is officially committed to Oklahoma State.
Another player that is staying home in their home state. Ethan Sucher is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, and I think he can be a big contributor in the Big 12 from day one. He fit balls in the tight windows consistently, throws like this all the time. I'm excited to see him on the next level.
4-star wide receiver Benari Hanna from IMG Academy is signed with Oregon. He already enrolled early, but he's at IMG Academy for the ceremony today.
Benari Hanna was one of the best wide receivers in the nation, but he didn't produce a lot of stats because he played on a stacked IMG Academy offense. I see him being a better college player than high school player.
4-star quarterback Isaiah Williams from St. Joe's Regional has officially committed to Penn State, staying in the Northeast area. 5-star wide receiver Jacob Horn from St. Thomas Aquinas High School has officially committed to Miami. The 5-star phenom stays home. Like I said earlier, it's a lot of guys staying home. Reezy said it earlier as well. It's a trend and it's a theme going on. Maybe an NIL thing. I don't know. 4-star wide receiver Jake Irvin from Carroll City ends up committing to Florida State, staying in the state but going up north. Javon Beckham from Miami Northwestern High School is signed with Miami.
Arthur has to take care of some things, so he won't be back for the rest of the show. I'll be conducting the rest of the show. Appreciate Arthur for giving me this opportunity to conduct this signing day. One of my favorite players in all of high school football, 5-star wide receiver Colin Walsh from St. Ignatius High School in Cleveland, Ohio. He's participating in the ceremony today in Cleveland. He enrolled early at Ohio State, and he's already doing some good things in practice. Saw him make some one-handed catches and stuff. I expect him to make a big impact as well as a freshman. Y'all might see him say, oh, he's just a regular white receiver. No, sir. This young man can run routes, he has a great release package, he can catch, and he has blazing speed. Great after the catch. And it seems like every single time St. Ignatius had a big game, he performed his best. You gotta love them big game players in college football. Those guys can determine if you go to the national championship or not. But here's Colin Walsh in his Ohio State uniform, looking damn good. He's already signed, he's already enrolled, but we just wanted to give a special shout out to him because he's one of my favorite players. Jalen Johnson is officially signed with USC, Jason Bryant signed with Clemson, and Jeff Eaton signed with Michigan. Jeff Eaton is from Trinity Christian Academy in Jacksonville, Florida, going to play for the Michigan Wolverines. Now I know Michigan is a great program and all, but normally guys from the South, Southern states like Florida and Georgia, normally they play for SEC schools, but he's a quarterback going to the Big Ten. Hopefully everything works out for him. He's a very talented player. Another talented player, Jerrion Dixon from Buford. He ends up signing with LSU. He's been committed since October. Jerrion Dixon makes plays every single time you watch him on film. He's not an elite route runner, but he has decent speed and he has good hands. With some good coaching, I think he could be an all SEC type of player. Here's some tight end prospects that committed today. 5-star tight end John Harris from Westlake committed to Texas. 3-star tight end LaQuickly Layton from Katy ends up committing to Colorado. And 3-star tight end AJ Logan from Oscar Smith ends up committing to Virginia Tech. Harris and Logan both stay in-state. LaQuickly Layton goes to Colorado. Justin DeBurgo. This is a kid that I've been watching, been paying attention to ever since he was in middle school. Been committed to Maryland for a long time. He signed with Maryland. That's a stacked running back class, man. Justin DeBurgo, DeJuan Williams, that 1-2 punch is going to be deadly. Justin DeBurgo can make you look stupid in the open field. He can run by you. He can run on top of you. He can run through you. And I think his biggest asset is his ability to run routes. Doesn't have a lot on film because he had an elite wide receiver that he was playing with, Cato Hendricks. But he can run some routes. He can catch the football out of the backfield. Maryland got themselves a good one. Hopefully these guys can stay together, play some good ball together instead of just hopping in the transfer portal when they don't get as many carries as they want. 4-star wide receiver Kendall Smith ends up committing to Kentucky. One of my favorite running backs in the entire class, Keone Davila from Miami Central, ends up staying home to play for the Miami Hurricanes. Now, Keone Davila is not your typical running back. He's extremely fast. He's very small in frame, but he's tough. That's one thing you can never question about Keone Davila is his toughness. One thing I know for sure, day one stepping into college, he will be an elite third down back. He can run routes out of the backfield. He has the speed to burn. You can split him out wide. You can split him into the slot. He'll get the job done for sure. I just worry about him between the tackles his first couple of years. He need to put some more muscle on, man. Like, can't be walking around like that in college football. Come on now. 5-star wide receiver LD Adams from DeSoto High School commits to Texas, another player staying in state. Now LD Adams was initially class of 3022, but combined his physical traits with the production that he had on the field, it was only right for him to reclassify up. Luke Carrico from Jenks in Oklahoma commits to Oklahoma, another player staying at home. Here's some notable cornerbacks that signed today. 5-star cornerback Zion Red from St. Francis committed to Florida State. Kenori Bogans ends up committing to Georgia Tech. Brian Massey commits to Oklahoma. Charles Olmstead commits to Michigan. Jackson Smart commits to Mississippi State. Sam Coates commits to Clemson. Casey Cage commits to UCF. Cordell Jones Jr. commits to Auburn. Albert Patterson commits to Ohio State. Deuce Reddish Jr. commits to Georgia State. Anthony Bennett commits to Miami. Khalil Hicks Jr. commits to Florida. Cinco Hendricks commits to Georgia State. 2 5-stars, the rest 4 stars. A lot of talent. One of the 4 stars is a Patreon member, Zion Red, that plays for St. Francis Academy. He's been a lockdown corner ever since he stepped foot on campus. He had big shoes to fill, coming behind Andrew Rice. Now, another cornerback that I think is very good is Charles Olmstead out of IMG Academy. He's committed to Michigan. He was also locked down this year. Ended up leading that IMG defense to the national championship where they ended up losing them all today. Reed Pate is committed to Arkansas. Romeo Bailey is committed to UCF. Teddy Jones has signed with SMU. Timmy Turner is committed to Purdue. Tony Multisanti is committed to Rutgers. Travion Dante signed with UCF. Trey Locks committed to Oklahoma. Tristan Parker signed with Ohio State, and a lot more cornerbacks signed as well. Him Adams from DeSoto commits to Texas A&M. Jaden Graves commits to Georgia. Isaiah Wilson commits to Colorado. Cairo Santana commits to LSU. Roderick Oliver commits to Kentucky. Addison Laurent commits to Ohio State. Marcus Howard commits to Washington. Davion Smith commits to Houston. Jacoby Bean commits to Colorado. Sid Johnson commits to Baylor. Sean Watson commits to Georgia Tech. Maxwell Williams commits to Alabama. Mark Hotown commits to Maryland. Jafaris Jenkins commits to Georgia State. Taquan Murphy commits to East Carolina. DJ Johnson commits to Arizona State. Rayshawn Williams commits to Ohio State. And Navonte Thompson commits to Charlotte. Navonte Thompson is underrated. Me personally, I think he should be a 3-star recruit, not a 2-star. Xavier Babin from Katy High School in Katy, Texas is officially signed with LSU. It is expected that he will fax his NLI as soon as possible. Now Xavier Babin, he's not your typical flashy running back. He doesn't have elite home run speed. He's not going to bulldoze you 24/7, but he's a good running back with very good vision, and he gets the job done. Maybe he could develop into a star running back, but I don't see that for him in the future. I see him as being a very good college running back, maybe a good professional running back. Xavier Randall Williams commits to Hawaii. Zane Williamson commits to Mizzou. Zay Kemp Jr. signs with Maryland. Zayden Robinson signs with North Carolina. AJ Anderson's committed to Clemson. Andre Webb commits to SMU. Anthony Garcia commits to LSU. Anthony Mason signs with Houston. Aurelio Phoenix commits to Colorado. Brady Wilson signed with Akron. Calvin Brown's committed to South Carolina. Carter Johnson commits to Miami. Ethan Majid commits to Tulsa. Dallas Anderson commits to Eastern Michigan. Jalen Sykes commits to Ole Miss. And Jerry Dixon commits to Georgia Tech. Carter Thompson's committed to Oklahoma State. Christopher Dickinson's committed to Georgia. Kyran Alexander's committed to ULL. Dalen Thompson's committed to Texas Tech. D'Angelo Martinez committed to Duke. Danny Shue committed to Cincinnati. CJ Johnson committed to Kentucky. Amari Villone has signed with Houston. Now Amari Villone has been committed for a couple of months. He's done his thing at Duncanville. Now even though he's only a 3-star recruit, I think he can make the type of impact that Houston needs on their football team. They need something, man. They just need some type of juice on the offensive side of the ball to kickstart them going into the Big 12. Because they've struggled ever since they've been in the Big 12. But I think getting a guy like Amari Villone and hopefully getting his brother in the future can add to the winning success, because they come from a Duncanville program who's used to winning. That winning attitude and that mindset hopefully could carry on for Houston. They need some dudes. And Houston getting Amari Villone as a 3-star, I think is a step towards being a good program in the Big 12. Colin Dunn from DeMatha is officially signed and faxed his national letter of intent to Texas Tech. Colin Dunn has been committed to Texas Tech for a while now, and Colin Dunn has all the tools. It's the reason why he's ranked a 5-star. Now I know he did have elite weapons on the outside, especially Cato Hendricks. Definitely the best player in high school football. You had Cato Hendricks at your disposal, but when you cut the film on, you see him putting the ball at the right place every single time. You see the arm talent wow at you. You see anticipatory throws just like this all over the film. It's hard not to like him. It's really hard not to like Colin Dunn, regardless of the type of weapons that he had. I hope he does big things at Texas Tech to prove all the haters wrong. Adrian Jacobs, national champion from Mater Dei, has officially signed with Virginia Tech. He's originally from Virginia, went to Mater Dei for high school. He's going back home. Virginia Tech is another program that needs some juice. It needs something to get them going. They've been down for a good minute in the ACC. I think a guy like Adrian Jacobs in the backfield can do wonders for him, because he's not just your typical running back that's going to get 4 yards in a cloud of dust. No, sir. He gonna catch the ball out the backfield and he gonna do some damage. 4-star running back Ahmad Weathers from Bixby has officially signed with Oklahoma. Another player playing in state. Like I said, it's a trend going on this year. It's a lot of guys playing for their hometown team. Ahmad Weathers is just gonna be another one of them. A very good back that I love watching throughout this season. Make big plays just like this. Made defenders look stupid all over the film. Had long touchdown runs. He doesn't have the best agility, the juke moves, the spin moves. He can't make you miss in a phone booth, but he does have speed and he has power to his game. So that'll work in any system. One of my favorite quarterbacks in all of high school ball, Dada Fisher. McEachern High School in Georgia officially signed and faxed his NLI to Auburn. Now, Dada Fisher is one of them dudes, for real. I think he's the most underrated quarterback in the nation. He gets the ball out fast, he has great anticipation, and he can throw on the run. Dimes like this all over the tape. You cut the film on, you see him throwing off with 1 foot to the middle of the field. It's crazy stuff. His downfield accuracy is elite. I think he'll be a dude at Auburn. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those were all of the guys, all of the subscribers to the channel. All of these guys are going off to college, leaving high school. A lot of them will be getting paid in college, so Congratulations to them for helping out their family and continuing to play for their dreams. Anyways, it's Reezy here on the Reason Sports Network. Make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all comment on the video, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, and make sure you click on the post notification bell too. Also, y'all see that I'm here at the 3021 draft. It's about to come out soon on the channel, so y'all stay tuned. The draft is coming very soon. You can be a character in the Reason Sports Network universe. We make content for high school, college, and the pros. You can submit a form. The link will be in the description. However, if you sign up with Patreon, you'll have a lot more customization and control over your character. The link will be in the description. If you like creative videos like this, then I think you'll like my NFL Combine. Click the video right here to watch it.